Hey guys, Banana Luck here. Welcome back to another Water Realms video. Not video, this is a live stream. So we're just gonna be doing some Malrik trials, and people have been asking as well in the comments whether I can share more strategies, especially around what heroes to use and stuff. Substitutes, because some of them were saying that, you know what, nice that you did it with epics, but how do we do it with normal units instead? So Malrik Trials is essentially quite fighter heavy. I think that's pretty obvious. And it also depends very much on the units that you're facing. So some are a bit tougher to deal with. For example, I have these two level 4 stones that are almost impossible for me to clear. For instance, this healing fly one, it just takes me so long to actually get through them. And also, if let's say I let them slip past my units, then they end up healing the wave, and that drags over to the second wave, which just ruins everything because the late waves have like 8 or 10 mobs coming in at the same time. And even though it's only purple, which is lower rarity than the red one, I still haven't been able to clear this, especially with the Baron bit, because Baron just shields everything and I just can't get through all of that. But it's quite standard in terms of your DPS. I think the strategy is just different, maybe in terms of your tanks and your range DPS that you use. But when it comes to your DPS on the ground, Imrat, Ardea are all really good choices. You can even use Valkyra for the much lower levels. And for example, if you see this one, the Auret Inquisitor, which is the ones that spawn up top, if they cannot be blocked, it just means that you have to burst them down. And there's only a few units that can do that. Wukong, Kigiri, Valderon, not really, because his ultimate uptime is not that high. I tried it on one of the level 4 trials and it didn't work out as well. And then we also have this Golden Guts one. Cyrus is very good at this because he can spawn these skeletons very freely. Decimus, not so much because there's a lot of there's a high respawn time unless you wind up actually using Decimus along with Aatrox instead. So that's why I'm saying that, you know, the trials really depend on the lineup really depends on who you use. But if let's say you're looking at the DPS itself, then I say that's a lot more generic. So to start off, maybe let's do the Skeleton Fighter one. I don't think we've actually done this in the Epics run. I think the Epics run one was the Gauntlet Guts and something else. I forgot what was the other, but it wasn't too significant. There's also the Exploding Bug one. That's a bit tricky because the explosion range is about 3x3, which means that it's actually quite tough to defend past that. I've tried even with Fussy on top. Your units just still die. There's just no way to, you know, prevent that from happening unless it's on the lower levels. Then you can sort of get away with just a very good gear. But if let's say it's the higher difficulties, then you need something like Aatrox or Decimus to actually detonate the bomb or kill the bomb before it even reaches you. But yeah, that's enough talking. Let's get into the run. As I said, Ardea, a really good unit there. Imrat as well. Eloin, Canadian are both top tier healers here because one gives rage regen, one gives unyielding, and then you normally have one platform unit. You can also get away with using 2 platform DPS and just Eloin, and you'll see why that's the case in a bit here. So yeah, we normally have the first waves coming up from here. I think this is lane 3 and 4. So I put my Emerald down normally. Cyrus back, so his skeleton spawns at the back there. And then I have Anora here. In this case, I put Anora here because the level is so low. I don't really need I don't really mind if the tanks at top don't get healed. So if let's say you don't want you are facing a stage that's much tougher, then you don't place Anora here. What you do is you actually place Eloin facing up, then that covers all your tanks. But then you may ask, then what about your platform DPS? How do you cover them? You basically just use Wood Elves. Because unless it's a boss where there's constant DPS being dished out, it's normally quite safe for you to say to put your DPS here without a healer and then get that Halloween Wood Elves to supplement in when, you know, any AoE damage is done there that's maybe map wide. Because I think the Irada boss, which is Laurel, basically has that feature. So Skeleton Fighter Revival, so this is the default one that comes here. The one that is RNG dependent is actually the Golden Guts. So I may have screwed up here because I thought the Golden Guts were all in the fixed position. I didn't bring any units, ground units here that can help save that. And you can't save them because they just get forcibly removed. So you can see right here, right? If let's say I put gun here, once this guy starts rolling, then yeah, gun gets removed. There you go. But the good thing is that we have like 10 mobs that can lick through, so technically it's okay if we let a few mobs slip through, but of course that's not, you know, optimal moving forward. You can see same thing again here. Let's see if we can catch this with the Anora ultimate. Yeah, there we go. We managed to catch that. I'll put Wukong here to snipe out that golem. And then yeah, we just have to use Anora out to cheese the golem there. And then normally I will put a Saga up here as well. That's completely fine. Especially that round that I was showing earlier where there were healing flies. That's the one that I used Saga or Anora up top to actually deal with it. It looks like my Anora out is not in time. I'm just gonna use the gun to... I'm just gonna sacrifice gun there. And people have been using Adea even under heals. She still works really well, even at higher levels. So it's fine that you have to place her here. But there's also this strategy where you actually place her here, facing up. That is also very neat. Because what ends up happening is that your Adea will hit all the lanes. So you technically don't need a DPS up top. You can even use a Lily up here facing to the left to supplement your Wukong that is normally killing the Inquisitor up top. So that's why I say that the lineups really depend on the stage level, plus the mobs that you are facing. Because in this case, then, you know, we don't really have much trouble with any kind of unit that we want to deploy because anything works. And you see the Baron shield right there that we just destroyed. That is a very small shield compared to the level 4 difficulty. Level 4 difficulty, I think the shield is almost like 200% of HP value. So that's a hefty shield and very hard to get by. So yeah, the boss for this one is quite early on. So that means from here on, we won't get any of the boss action coming through. And I can actually swap things around. What I can do is I can place Cyrus here instead. If I place Cyrus here, it will block the skeletons and Wukong will just kill whatever that comes up top. And you can see how effective the Cyrus skeletons are in a bit here. So now we will have to use Anora's ultimate here to get past this guard. There we go. There are a lot of weird modifiers. There's one that increases deployment time by 100%. So if you meet that kind of modifiers, then obviously you won't be able to do funky things like what I'm doing here. And bear in mind that the amount of units you can place depends on the difficulty, not the difficulty level, but the rarity of the crystal. So the red ones, I think you can... I'm not sure if it's the level actually, because now that I look at it, only... Yeah, I can place all 10 units even though this is a red crystal. So I guess it ties to both level and crystal level. Rarity and crystal level, sorry. Yeah. And yeah, I think you can even put down Saga. Yeah, you can place down all units. So I'm guessing it's more tied to level actually. So I guess level 2 removes one unit, level 3 removes another, and then level 3 and 4 is just the same exact deal. And one thing to take note as well, this is not so much strategy as much as it is the mechanics. The chest that you are dropping here is guaranteed, which means that if you force close the game to do the rerun, the chest that you will get will still come in the same sequence and whatnot. But not sure if the rewards are actually the same, but I don't think that really matters because you can't actually see your rewards until you reach the reward page, which means that you can't force close the run anymore. So yeah, those are just a few things that I wanted to point out. And we are in the second last wave here. I haven't gotten any good loots so far. I think I only got one evolution gem. We need at least 2 to ascend something. I do have a piece that I really want to ascend. But yeah, until we get 2 copies of the gem, we can't actually do anything. I think this is the last wave up top, and then we have another wave at the bottom. This runs take some time. Normally when I'm on this like low level ones, I just put down my units and go AFK because there's really nothing that you need to do other than just waiting for the timers to run out. Most of these units, if you put them on auto ultimate, it works just as fine. You can see right here, you get to see the potential rewards, and if I click this, it shows 1 gem, which means it's the one that I own at the moment. That means that I'm not going to get the evolution gem. Yeah, it's not going to happen. So you can see for sure, yeah. But I do get quite a couple of ancients from this, as well as the legendary skill crystals, which is nice, especially with all those banners coming up. Yeah, the skeletons are tough, and also depending on where they spawn. So yeah, it's honestly the later waves are tough, not just because of the BP level, which is their difficulty, but also the fact that you can only bring 8 legendaries as usual. So yeah, we have this golden guard one that looks pretty simple, but let's do this Mossy crystal tree. This was an interesting one. We have the healing fly joining in a random area after the second wave onwards. And there's no auto rage regen at all for your allies, which means that they don't gain the passive rage regen at all. They only gain it if they're healing units. Gems wise, this is looking a lot better. We get the chance to get the variant gem, the evolution gem again, and then the Dark 4 gem, which is the enhanced version of the artifact enhancement. And then we have, what is this one? Runic augmentation, activate healing potential and grant. Oh, okay, this is the one that gives additional attributes to the artifact. I haven't gotten any of those, so I can't really make a video on like testing those out as well. So yeah, exact same team, we're just gonna head in, but this time around we have to be more careful with what we use. So healing fly, actually it's gonna be the same. Is it the same? Let me think. Yeah, it is the same team that we will use. So Emerald here. And I'm gonna do the Ardea up top version. And what I like to do for the much more difficult rounds if I have a Carnelian is actually place down Carnelian all the way at the start. So I can give these units unyielding first, and then I can despawn Carnelian, and then bring in Eloin, and then, you know, only putting Carnelian when the tougher waves are coming later on. Then we place the Nora here, and then you have to place your tank here so that Ardea can hit all the way up top. With Eloin next. And that's basically done. Despawn. Put Wukong here to deal with the Inquisitors. They are by default always gonna show up. You can see right here. And these guys are easy to deal with here because Wukong is gonna one-shot them at this difficulty level. But when you get to the later stages and these guys are hard to kill, if they do lick through, then it just spoils your entire run because first of all, the top wave normally spawns 4 units, which means that the 1 extra will lick through. And he also grants the AoE damage reduction, which basically just makes your Anora useless in this very case. Yeah. So we have the healing fly popping up from here. Let's pop the Sagat ultimate. Basically gonna have that ripping through the flies quite easily. Oh, so yeah, you're supposed to pop the ultimate here. So you know how Wukong has that Sunder stack thing? It does affect how you're able to one-shot the top wave. So right now I can't one-shot the level 4 ones unless I have Sunder on. Even then it's like barely there. You can pop the Anora out here because you don't want the flies to come out. By the time they come out, it's going to be a lot tougher to deal with. And we're not going to pop the Wukong ultimate here. I'm just going to heal up instead because then the ultimate will end up always not being in time for the next Inquisitor. But normally if I'm on a normal run and I miss out on that, then it basically just means the run is ruined because Wukong can't kill without his ultimate. And this is A5 Wukong. And also the fact that, you know, he won't survive the hits. Because you can only use one Wood Elf every 2 Inquisitors. Hi, hello everyone. You can see even right now, right, with the, because there's a rage regen reduction, my Wukong is not using his ultimate up in time. So I'm gonna pop down the Wood Elf here to supplement the healing. But I can one-shot the next Inquisitor that pops up. There you go. Another unit that can work really well here is Kigiri. If you face Kigiri down, and then you put your gun further up top, put a Lily here, and that is actually pretty disgusting in terms of damage output. But my Kigiri is obviously not A5, and you can see right there, that's why I wanted that Cornelian ultimate there, right? Because when these crypts get overwhelmed, they tend to end up killing Adea. Yeah, let's see if my Anora can solo this. Okay, let's put Adea here again. That's my dog. And yeah, we get that stupid thing again. You can see right here, that's the problem, right? When we start having units come through like this, everything just starts getting tougher. And let's see, we need the ultimate from Adea soon. There we go. Wukong's probably gonna die here. Oh, thank you, Sky. That's, I think, the first YouTube donation that I ever got. What is his or her name? It's a he. His name is Taffy. There's like a Liverpool with like brown, grey, and like black coat. So it's sort of like a candy, that sort of thing. Okay, so we managed to clear that. And let's see if we get anything here. I think we got the Dark 4 gem. Because I don't recall getting so many of those previously. Let's just open it up. Yep. It's the... Oh no. Oh yeah, we got another one of this. And yeah, still no juicy stuff from the... No evolution gem and no variant gem, which is what is probably a lot rarer. But the 2 level 4s that I have, I can't really clear them. They're too tough for me. I mean, I can showcase it after this when we've done with all the other stages that I want to try out. But those are really a lot tougher. Let's see what we still have. Twisted Sycophants. This is the one from Gear Dungeon. Skeleton Revival, that's the one that we saw earlier as well. And 10 seconds after a revival, Scott's Destroyer cannot be blocked. And you have the Platform Killer one here, Airborne Poison. This one is quite interesting. We can take a look at this. And wait, let me just go back again. Platform Killer. Platform Killer means that we need more ground DPS. So I'm gonna skip these two guys. Instead, let's bring some ground DPS. Who else can we bring here? I think Numera could work as well, if I can find her. Because with Cyrus, her ultimate cap is going to be quite low. Yep, there we go. I need to equip some gear on these guys. Just use this one on Salazar. And Valderon, let's just use an Infernal Raw set that we have lying around. But we don't have one lying around. Use this one for Alex, and then Infernal Raw. Yeah, I think one of the struggles I have now is that with a lot of content that requires a lot of different gear sets. Like Live Arena needs 18 pieces of gears, right? So that one's a bit tough to gear separately such that everyone gets something good. You don't have Ingrid though, and you curse me that, you know, won't get Ingrid, so let's see about that. Okay, anyways, yeah, 2 more ground units instead, because we have the skeleton archers, and you'll see why we need these 2 units in a bit. Basically, you need to burst them as they come out. Otherwise, it's going to be really tough. And it's a random thing, so it's kind of hard to secure all your units in one place. Let's put Anora here. Oh, actually, that's the wrong placement. Because I need Eloin to cover the tanks as well. I'm actually not sure if this guy's hit bottom as well. Anyways, let's just do this. We'll do Emerald. Yeah, I can see these waves are very weak, so it's not that tough. But now let's see how the other units will spawn out. Eloin A3 is really good here because it cleanses out the poison, and I think I'm gonna just solo Valderon here. I think it's enough for this low stage. But Valderon is getting healed by Eloin. Yeah, so the archers are gonna come out here, and they can pretty much hit. Yeah, you can see they can start hitting units even from here. So it's not, it says platform killer, but it hits ground units. And I know for a fact that this stage that the red gem that I have has skeleton killers. They basically one-shotted my elder pretty quickly. So yeah, not to be trifled with, pretty tough. And bear in mind this spawn changes. I don't know if it changes as well in this difficulty level, but at least for the ones that I faced, yeah, you can see the Banshees just killed Ardea. And Wukong kills that. The good thing is we sort of have that trick of how to, you know, redo these runs without actually exiting. So I'm gonna place Numera here. And let's just use that. Yeah, Ardea will have to be up top instead because there's no flying units. You don't have to worry about Wukong dying if you can do Lily facing left. Because Lily on the Sunday are the only units that can reach that tower. And if you don't out with Wukong before this guy's walk past, there's a tendency that Wukong will target this guys instead. So that's another thing to take note of. And yeah. And see, even like at this level, the skeleton archers hurt quite a bit. It's quite hard to sustain them. But the good thing about this level is that the skeletons don't seem to change positions. They seem to stay in one spot. Because the other one, the level 4 one that I'm doing, it basically changes every single spawn. I have no idea how to deal with that because if you put Alex here instead, they can snipe Alex from there. And she dies almost instantly. So maybe it's something that Alora needs to take care of. And you can see right there, Wukong ultimate went to the mobs instead. So that's why you got the ultimate with him much earlier on. Yeah. Wonder if placing gun here will stop him from attacking the Imret. Because for sure he won't hit Numera. Let's test. Because the test that I did was Ardea here. And then I had someone here. But the archer still targeted Ardea first instead of the tank facing here. In fact, they even ignored my flying unit. Sorry, my platform unit. They went for Ardea first that was here. Okay, we have the Scorched Devourer coming up here, so let's put down Aura. This guy gets a second life, and in some modifiers, he actually comes back, and then he can't be blocked for like 10 seconds. You gotta like burst him down after he comes back up. There we go. And if I'm not wrong, these guys can't be crowd controlled. No crowd control effect can take place on them. Yeah, immune to all CC effects. So you can't stun him. You just gotta finish him somehow 10 seconds late, like after he respawns. So the smart thing to do in that instance would be to just, you know, use, what do you call it? Yeah, so take a pause there. You can see Imret doesn't get hit if you have gun facing right here. So I'm not sure why the other time it actually targeted my Ardea, but that's good to know. The problem with level 4s is that you can only deploy 8 units, so that sort of doesn't work. And we couldn't place Ardea here facing right because the Banshees will actually kill Ardea as they walk past unless I bring in a Carnelian at the bottom. And last few waves here. With the later waves, things are a bit more clockwork in the sense that you use the same set of ultimates always at the same time. Because the waves don't change after a while. Just get the same set of enemies. And unless you have something like Baron where they apply a shield and sort of have to do your timings a bit differently. Adjust them such that, you know, you can actually deal with the shields. Let's watch Ardea kill these guys before they reach her. There we go. Yeah. Not a scratch. Alright. This is the basic one. Only, yeah, no evolution gem again. I keep getting this sort of drops. But yeah, nice ancient summoning shots. And we got another full skill crystal. I think we have 32 in total now. Alright, we only have a couple of level 2 gems here left. And these ones are not that interesting. So you can see here, Irada's Curse of Withering deals damage to enemies while reducing the target's rage. This is one of the bosses that deal global damage. And then we have this one, yeah. first 10 seconds after the first revival, Scourge Destroyer cannot be blocked. We can do something about that. The Scourge Destroyer, where does he spawn though? Because sometimes he spawns in the top wave, sometimes he spawns at the bottom. I'm gonna guess it's the bottom. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Baldoron to kill him before he can get to us. And I don't think we need Numera anymore. We can put our... where was it? Cornelian back here then. Emerald down here. So yeah, the sycophant splits, this is actually quite annoying because I just record that this is not the usual wave. So they actually spawn at the sites and then they start multiplying. So you sort of have to have an AoE unit covering that area. And this becomes a problem when they keep switching lanes. But we know for a fact that from the last challenge that we did that this is kind of fixed in place. So let's see how that will work out for us. We can put a Nora, facing here. And Halloween up top. Wukong here. And let's see where the sycophant splits spawn. And then I can show you guys one time them splitting how many units you will get before, you know, we spawn. Okay, so they're gonna come here. Let's also test out if the lane changes. But yeah, these guys will keep splitting from now on. And bear in mind, these units at the bottom also keep spawning. Like, they keep increasing the number of spawns. And these guys do revive as well, so if not timed correctly, you could wind up having a lot of units coming in at the same time. Yeah, at level 4, it's just really tough because level 4, I have the same issue with Baron's shield. Just simply impossible to overcome. And you can see here them splitting again, but this is so low level that, you know, my Imrek can just one-tap them. So doing the lower levels is good in the sense that you get to experience all these changes before they start to get a lot more serious. And here we go. He can't be blocked, alright? But yeah, we kill him anyways. But of course, that's going to be a lot different if it's a level 4 one. I'm not sure how you're going to burst down that boss because I had such a difficult time actually killing off Baron in the level 4 crystal that I have. And you can see for a fact that crystal did not close, which means that it's going to spawn on the same spot again and again, and we can just put Adair here. Yeah, level 3 I think is the sweet spot right now. People are very optimal that tacticians will change that tacticians will make it a lot easier. But I do feel that the only tactician that really comes in handy is Valara for most of this content. So I'm not sure how impactful she'll be. And you can see right here, there's this golden guy that comes up, right? So he's the guy that drops the rarest chest here. And it's predetermined whether he spawns. So if he doesn't spawn, the chest just is not going to show up at all. You're only going to get these two lower tier chests from the boss killing itself. And you can check that by going to the monster manual when you preview the stones. If the diamond goblin kin is even inside that list. I think other content creators have covered that as well. I don't think it changes much. It just tells you how it works. Because either ways, you want to clear through all your keystones anyways, since there's a maximum capacity of 50. And there's also rounds where like the Inquisitor doesn't get, cannot be blocked. So in lower stages, Wukong can one-tap them, but if you combine that with that Rage Regen one that we had, for example, it's going to be really tough because you're not going to get your ultimate backup in time. So in those cases, I think maybe Kigiri might be better at A5. But yeah, it's really much more difficult when you combine certain modifiers. It's a bit of RNG as well. My level 4 modifiers are just super tough. I don't know how to get past them. I can show myself doing the level 4 Baron one that I have. It's just straight up impossible. I think last year during my birthday when I summoned, I didn't get my banner units, so don't get your hopes high. I think in general with this game, just don't get your hopes high. It's much better if you farm gear and then, you know, be one of those guys that has really good gear, but just not the right units yet. Alright, so the boss is down. It's basically rinse and repeat from here on. There's nothing else that you really need to do. My Ade is one-shotting the sycophants. But like what Slap Bunny said, right? If let's say it's level 4 instead, these guys are going to be a lot tankier. It's going to be a lot harder to deal with. And you also waste one unit having to be stationed here. Which means that your DPS is limited. I can only have Imret here, which is not ideal. And you kind of want Cornelian healing up your Adair as well in case there are other units that may threaten her. Yeah, I can see these guys start to form up a bit here. Yeah, I mean, it's enough for 1 PD, but you know what? This game can sometimes just throw you a curveball and, you know, not give you anything that you need. I mean, there's that case, right, where I had 17 legendaries and only 2 Wukongs. But that's rare summons, right? We have a lot of resources there. So now you only have 1 PD. We don't even know if the updated PD system is retroactive, which means if you summon non-banner units previously, how does that work? Will you actually be able to, you know, take advantage of the new mechanic and get the boosted rates in the very next banner, which is this banner? We don't know that. Oh, so level 4 changes their split frequency as well. So that's good to know. Good to know that the stage will be just borderline impossible. Okay, 1 red chest, chance for 1 evolution gem, but yeah, there you go, we don't get it. Please don't give me psychic power. At least a hammer will be good, or skill crystal. These ones are the same, so let's see. Oh no. Yeah. Okay, more skill crystal shots. Let's see what else we get here. So remember what I mentioned about the goblins? Let's see if we can see that here. Yeah, I can see here this one has no goblin. But I need to find one that has a goblin so that you guys can see it. Ah, this one has a goblin, see here? So even though it's a level 2 stage with just a green difficulty, it's still gonna drop one of that rare chest. So I think we've managed to cover most of the unique units. I don't have any of the toxic bombs one because I've stopped farming for a bit here. I want to wait to see if we get privilege pass before I blow all my diamonds, and also I want to see whether, you know, they will make any changes to the trials anytime soon. But let's take a look at this one. I can show you guys exactly how tough it is. This is only purple difficulty, so just bear that in mind. And this one has no goblin. Yeah. Make sure we have all the right units here. No, we need Saga instead. And I think a second tank here is correct. My Wukong is on the wrong set. No wonder he was healing like a wet noodle. Okay, let's see here. Wukong Abyss. And then I want Anora here. Hi Zen, welcome. And let's put this set here. Adea is using that set, so we're gonna switch things around again. Honestly, not sure if this set is sufficient for a day. Yeah, that is too much crit rate. Oh yeah, the green difficulty is one thing, but you have to see the BP level as well. The BP level is something that they don't. I mean, it's marked there. It's quite obvious. So you can see right here, 1.3 million. This is 1.1. That's an indication of how hard the mobs will be to beat in terms of defense level. But then if you add in all the modifiers, then obviously things are a lot different. So right now, this one, I'm not actually meeting the BP requirements, but you know what? That always happens anyways. It's never perfect as to whether you hit those modifiers. So I'm going to swap things a bit because I want Ardea to be the strongest unit here. Because she's going to be the main unit that can potentially take out my Baron, but I just want to showcase how tough this is. I'm not going to clear it. I've sort of mastered as well how the deployments go. It's the same thing that I shared earlier, right? We're gonna have Carnelian down first to put Unyielding on Ardea here, and I've actually used the wrong unit here. I'm supposed to use Gun here instead, actually. Yeah, because I need the extra blocks. I tried Malvera as well, but Malvera is not anywhere as tanky as Gun with Carnelian for some reason. And we have Anora up top. By right, it should be Cyrus here, but because we're not going to get Cyrus up in time, I'm going to use Brokir instead. And now that all these guys have Unyielding, we can just wait a bit for Eluin. It doesn't matter. Eluin doesn't really need the orb. She gets it anyways. And then we despawn Carnelian and put down Wukong. And here's where you can put down Sagak as well. Because remember, we do have the healing flies to deal with. So that's a big problem. And when these guys come up, yeah, you can see Anora ultimate didn't hit that, but we managed to kill out these guys before anything happens. And my Ardea orb seems to have disappeared, which means that one of the mobs actually managed to sneak past and hit. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, you can see things starting to fall apart here because I got distracted. But let's see if we can still survive here. So second Wukong ultimate should, yeah, almost instantly kill off that guy. And then we have Ardea up again. But we need to put Carnelian in now because otherwise she would die again. And let's wait. Pop this ultimate. And one hit there, that's when you can start putting the Wood Elves to heal things up. Yeah. So this stage is a lot less forgiving in terms of mistakes. You really got to get everything right down to the seconds. And then we need to pop this ultimates here and put down Saga again. Yeah, I need to heal him with the elves, but the elves are on cooldown. Okay, pop the ultimate. And then let's start healing again. And then I can kill this healing flies here. Spend the Wukong out. And yeah. Don't know why that ultimate didn't do nearly as much damage, but once it's done, we pop that. And okay, we really need to out with Wukong here because we can't afford the shields going up. And yeah, you can see the shields go up here. Look at how thick that shield is. It says that the shield explodes when the units die, but I don't actually see any effects of that. It doesn't seem to help in terms of DPS. And yeah, we're gonna freeze these guys for a while. And then pop Gun's ultimate too. And also pop Anora here. Yeah, right now the tougher stages really look near impossible. People think that tacticians will help, but I'm not sure. I think Villara can do insane damage, but how much will it really help? That I'm unsure of. Yeah, I can see my Imrat dying there. That's unfortunate. And they are doing some good damage here, but here's the problem. The next wave is gonna spawn almost immediately. I think the crown just determines like how much you've been speaking. Yeah. And you can see my gun is almost dead here because don't forget when these guys do damage, they permanently increase their own attack by 15% every time. And yeah, you can see my Baron not even dead, the shield goes up again, and this run basically just goes to shit there. Yeah. So, for sure, Villara will help in that situation in terms of damage output. I think she has really good damage. But the problem then is how much damage can she actually deal? You have to bring a Pope Lord instead. And where does Pope sit? So, yeah, it is going to be tough for sure. It's not going to be easy. I don't think having a tactician unit is going to be like you know, a game changer. Like, you know, once you get her, it's going to clear the stage really quickly. I think it's still going to take quite a bit of strategy. And it seems like even you see the level 4 purple crystal one right here, I can't clear in time. I've tried adding Valderon to the mix to try to burst down Baron, but simply not in time. I had an instance where I actually managed to, you know, kill Baron, but because he already procced his shield, then all my other units got overwhelmed in the end. So, not easy, and I really have no idea how to deal with this. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. Obviously, I'm more than happy to try out things. Bear in mind, my Anora is A5. She hurts. My Ardea is also in a quad. But even then, it's still not dealing enough damage. Even then. Yeah. Hi, Dayam. Dam? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Yeah. So, Dayam is actually the guy that inspired me to build my Anora really well. So, he shared his build because we were going up against him in GVG, and his Anora absolutely shredded off our Pharaoh Guards. Then we were like, what is wrong with this guy's Anora? And it was only A3 Anora. So, yeah. That's why I'm a fan of A5 Anora now. Dayum, yeah. Yeah, I've seen Xena done really well, not just in here, even in Honor's Gauntlet as well. She does really well there. I also thought about Vaughn, but bear in mind that if you put Vaughn in, then you kind of have to feed all your units there to like make it work. And the problem is also the fact that you can only prioritize one wave. So yeah, it's crazy. Show Anora build. I can show you my current Anora build. It's not perfect. I really need to be farming a lot more Infernal Raw sets. Because with my Soba Arcana sets, I have really good rolls on the crit rate. I have like 26% and all that. But look at this. This is only 23.5, 23.5, 22.5. So it doesn't add up to 100. But if you compare to say my Ardea here, 23.5, 25.5, 26.5, and then a crit rate here, and that is a full quad with almost 200% crit damage and almost 300% attack. So a lot of work required for my Anora build because it's Infernal Raw based. So yeah. Yeah. I think in 6x he probably had the strongest Anora for a long time. Yeah. People really struggled against his Anora teams. So it's literally his whole guild getting wiped out. But then his Anora team is just getting multiple wins. We'll play some Honors Gauntlet to wrap things up here. Because we need 3 more wins. Hopefully it's not instant quitters. Guys who just yeah, I thought that was the case. Like, damn, you know, like, yeah. Honors Gauntlet is unfortunately another crap fest because it's quite laggy at times. And also the fact that what do you call that? You have a lot of bots in here. So this looks like a real guy. Random, which is the Lady Alex team. Oh, but he has A5 poop. That's gonna be nasty. Yeah, that's gear safe, but the problem is that I don't have 18 gear sets to like work well with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm not spending time to sit down to do my gear properly. He has the stun one, which is annoying because my units are off platform. I think I saw that video as well, cause fun. I think it was the one with A5 Kikiri. So I saw the A5 Kikiri and I was like, you know what, that's fine. That's not achievable by me. So, yeah. Okay, this might be a problem. I might not get the ultimate up. Okay, I did get it up in time. So that's gonna kill the first guy. Oh, there's only one guy. Okay.
Gets obliterated.
Silas here is fine. I honestly hate my random arena team for Life Gauntlet. It's absolutely terrible. I think I should switch to Pope instead. I'm just too lazy to switch things around. And we put him to sleep here, and yeah, his units basically... okay, I don't know why his Pope still did something. Now you see there, he got desperate. He cast his stun. No, I don't have A5 Kigiri. I am very set back by the first Wukong banner where I got 17 legendaries and only 2 Wukongs. I went for Wukong again. I only got 1 copy. I couldn't get the others. And yeah, I'm just very set back in terms of units there. Yeah, that's not optimal. That's not good. Yeah. I'm gonna pop Silas out here. Use the stun, but he used it a bit too early. Yeah, so we're gonna get the H here. Hopefully that kills him off. Because it's an obvious win for me. Only has A5 Pope. That's the only winning advantage. Okay, 2 more wins and I can be done with this. Oh, instant. And it's from Aegis. Lieutenant Muffin, your friend here. Okay, AoE, very nice. It's my favorite because this guy has A1 Anora and he's using Cyrene. I'm using the cost generation reduction buff. So you're gonna see that he's not gonna spawn any units. Because he's getting reduced costs. Actually, Lieutenant Muffin was the one that introduced me to this modifier that's crazy good in AoE. Because a lot of people are using Cyrene. Okay, he's gonna lick through, so unless he puts down Boris here... Yeah, he has to put down Boris. But then he's gonna take major damage. Oh, you don't know him. Is he even in your Discord? Mostly Thai, so probably with the Q and Gu, I guess. Yeah, second wave I can deal with it with Zerus. My Zerus is A5, so hits pretty hard. There we go. And put Anora down. Yeah, I think he's probably angry when he realized that his units weren't generating cost at all. But he can blame Lieutenant Muffin for it. Oh, so you guys have a Thai channel. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, at least you guys communicate, so that's most important. Alright. He's gonna die here, I think. Yeah, there we go. And fun fact, once you reach this page, you can click on the bottom right hand and it'll skip to the results page. Okay, one last one here. Level 91, single target. I, for some reason, suck at single target. I'm not sure whether it's my units being bad or what. I've lost to level 90 guys like twice already. This is the last one. That's how we win it. Then we don't have to deal with live arena for the rest of the week. Oh, he gave me the free win. Yeah, I think if you are running Ingrid team, then you kind of still need the cost regeneration. Okay, so that's 20 here, 20 here, and we got everything, and that's basically gonna be it for the live stream. Got 2 ancients from that, skill crystals. Valderon is enough, but I don't know why my Valderon is not hitting. Don't know whether it's the game lagging or what, but it just looks like he's not doing any damage, and the enemy's Valderon is always doing damage. I guess it's to do with the slams as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the live stream. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I wish to do this more often, but it is pretty time consuming. But we did manage to stay on for almost an hour. This is what we have so far in terms of summons. So I am gonna do a pretty big summoning session for Moradin. I'm still deciding if I should go for A1 at the very least, or should I try for A3 even, but I am wary of the fact that I want to reset my Anora to get my 3 soulstones back. I need 2 more copies to keep her at A5. So, yeah. And we have this much Ancients. Probably going to get like another 10 more from next week's reset. So that's going to put us at about 180 Ancients. I am 63 in the PD. So definitely going to hit PD once, hard PD once. And too bad we're not going to get to use any Divines because there's no good banners there. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the live stream. Thanks again, Sky, for tuning in. He's actually one of the Moonton employees. We've been chatting up quite a bit. And he actually kindly donated on YouTube. I don't know how that works. I don't know how I'll get the money, but I'll check it out later. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, once again. And I'll